I can hear the drums in the distance. I can feel the fear, the resistance. Everything can change in an instant. You might stay alive if you listen. Your best friend is your
Let's
instincts,
see.
don't think. Trust
So
me, everything can change in a
DXY
blink.
traded into our
Hearts
daily
race,
target,
I can feel my
which
heart
was
pounding. Hold our heads up
this
and this the chant we'll be
daily
shouting.
fair value gap.
This is war, you
We also
can't
have
break me.
an order block here.
This is war, you
So
can't break me.
let's push down a little
It's
lower.
just
We'll see
me,
how it
no
respects this order block.
saving.
And in fact, I may as
I'm
well
the
mark it
only
up.
one who could save me.
So this,
Stand strong, stand tall, stay
this,
up,
change
don't
opacity
fall.
lower,
Give it everything you got.
and we
Never
will
let you down. Fight
find
somebody new.
the
Push yourself until you're ready for
equilibrium
it. Fight for it
of
all.
this order block right now. There we go. Get rid of the notch. Get rid of this. Nope. There we go. Move this back a bit. Add it on the top right. Bullish order block. The fresh. We'll increase the opacity. Oh wait. Let's go because I just lost my $100,000 funded account. It sucks. Losing streak was much. I hope I learned something new. Um, I got a question. Did you lose that in one day? Like, did you hit the daily drawdown limit? Because there's something with this current broker I've not seen with any other prop firm before. So you blew it in one day. I'll show you something real quick. So the Guardian Protector. So with this, took you a week. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was going to mention with a Blue Guardian, they have this protector thing. Once you turn it on, if your account balance goes below, I have percentage goes below 2%, it will instantly stop me from being able to trade until the next trading day. That's pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully today we'll go through some new stuff. So as you can see on the DXY, we've tapped in just ever so slightly into that daily fair value gap. We have this breaker block up here. Oops. Is have a swing high point, swing lower, swing high, fail to take out this buy side liquidity, and breaks down below this point. This will then become the the mitigation block, not breaker. Mitigation block. What software is this? This is TradingView. Okay, streamer, can you turn the music? Oh, okay, my apologies. I'll do that right now. Is that any better? What pair is this? This is the DXY. So we're watching the DXY right now. And let's go to see which pair is stronger currently. Heading downwards, which means let's see the day for the Euro GBP. So expectation would be for it to go bullish now, which means pound is weaker. And if we're expecting the dollar index to go up, we want the pairs to go lower. And since GBP is currently weaker, we'll be trading the GBP against the dollar. So when there's a confirmation in the DXY for sell side liquidity to be taken, we'll be taking a trade on the GBP USD instead of Euro USD. So for now, we're just going to watch the DXY and wait for a confirmation. Oh, I meant the software that stops you from trading. Yeah, it's not a software. It's the prop firm I'm with right now, Blue Guardian. I've not seen this with any other prop firm either. So yeah, I'd recommend it. You choose a percentage and how much you want it to stop you from being able to trade to, and yeah, and then say you want to stop trading for the day, you'll just disable trading until tomorrow. Banner is blocking the ticketing. Oh yeah, I'll put the watermark on for you. My apologies. Oh, they've changed it. Watermark. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. No problem. I'm starting a new 100K challenge today. I hope I don't repeat my mistakes this time. This broker, this prop firm, sorry, the one I'm using currently, you can see up here where it says Blue Guardian at the top. I'd recommend using them since they have that Guardian protector. And it's the same prices as other prop firms. And I think trading, if you use the promo code trading, you get 10% off too. Thanks, mate. No problem. Yeah, just Bright Akudu, make sure you just add that 10% coupon using trading. It should be in the description, I believe. So right now we have high impact news at 1:30 New York time. So what we will do is we'll just add this onto our charts, which is where we'll be watching. I can get rid of this now. This is just what I was watching. And yeah, let's see how it reacts around this area. Let's check the 10-year note and see what the interest rates are saying. Actually, we'll go to the weekly first. We remained within this, which is what my prediction was. It's a bit too still within this fair value gap. If we can see a drive lower below this week's low, I'd expect an expansion to this untapped liquidity within the next few days in this fair value gap. So a fair value gap, right, is, for example, most of you guys will know what a fair value gap is. It's price point A, price point C, and you'd measure it. You'd put a rectangle from the high to the low. And now if there's any part of the fair value gap which is still left open, so if you can see, we did trade down into this fair value gap, right? Traded down with this candle's wick, but there's still this imbalance right here, which price is still yet to come down and fill, which is yeah, something that you should something that you should know. So yes, I would expect it to come down to here and then potentially a break lower, or I'll take out my Fibonacci tool. Let's add the OTE 618, 705, 79. I run between 3.2% and 2.9%. Just check the monthly too. We also have this monthly order block down here below these lows. So it's another reason for the DXY to come lower. And with high impact news at 1:30 today, we should see an expansion either to targets. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, yeah, no, we'll have to use a month. If we're going for an expansion higher, we could come and fill in this again, this liquidity void. See, gap between the two. Change this to red because we're expecting price to reverse if it does go into here. And yeah, this would be like an ultimate goal. Today we'll probably most see around 4%, I'd say, if it was to go higher. So let's go back to the DXY now and see what it's doing. If there's any question you guys have, by the way, feel free to ask away. It's you're more than welcome. In fact, let me just check something on the DXY, because 23 January. Okay, so New Year opening was here. Traded below it. Below new month. Okay. Hello, what ICT videos would you recommend watching? Because there's a lot of them, thanks. So his 2022 mentorship series, I'd recommend you start with that. You don't really need to watch the first episode. That's just him talking about like what trading is and how it will change your life. It's just an insight, really. Episode 2 is a little bit more in depth, but episode 3 is where it really starts. So yeah, watch his 2022 series, and once you feel content with that after taking notes, go to his 2016 series and then his 17. Do it in that order. So 22, 2016, 17, and once you're content with his teachings, then move on to his 23. Does DXY move with NAS S&P 500 or against it? Okay, so the DXY is, for example, right now, right, we're heading down on the hourly time frame. If we were to go to an indice or a commodity, anything against the US dollar, it will be against it. So S&P 500 right now will be moving upwards because the DXY is moving down. And for example, the GBP USD is moving higher because the dollar index is moving lower. It's the British pound against the dollar. And since the dollar is moving lower, the pound is going to move higher, the conversion rate between the two. Let's check the 5 minutes again. My apologies. Log into my account. Give me a moment. Just need to log into my trading account. I have the details on my phone. Where is it? Okay, login credentials. Password.
Incoming mail.
That was way too loud even for me. I apologize for you guys' ear just then. All right. Let's go to the right. Okay, I need to mute this. So give me a second. Let me go to sound and I'll mute it for you guys so you don't have to deal with that noise. Sound. Eight cup. Okay, there we go. You guys shouldn't have to deal with that sound now. You guys can feel free to shoot me questions, by the way. Don't be shy. Even if it's something you might think is stupid, I can assure you, I was in your shoes at one point too. It's more of a blessing to me to be able to help you no matter the question. Let's mark up some targets on the GBP USD, shall we? Sorry, start for the monthly. I believe we're at equilibrium now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. We're above equilibrium. OTE is just a little bit higher. We have this imbalance in price and the monthly. So get rid of the fib. Let's go to the weekly. We can refine this now. Of course, if it wants to push higher, we grab the center. It would be here. But our current price zone target we're watching will be this one. And seeing what it does at the equilibrium. So let's do that real quick. Let's do it from here. Scrub out the tool. There we go. Move this back to here. Drop back into the weekly. Go. All right, we have this now as a place to watch. SMT spotted between DXY, EU, and GU. See. Guess we'll go to this time frame. EU lower, 10 yields going higher, DXY lower. Still no confirmation either. AU similar to EU. I don't really trade AU. I haven't traded Aussie dollar for about a year now, I'd say. I stopped trading that a while back. Now I just stick to stock market and GBP or euro against dollar. GU is the only one taking confirmation. Yeah, so with GU, the reason I'll be trading GU instead of euro dollar is because if you go to GBP against the pound, we see that I mentioned when price was here, I believe, that I'd expect it to go higher now. And since I'll be expecting the EU against the pound to go higher, it means currently at this moment in time, the pound is weaker since the euro is moving higher. And since I am technically bullish on the dollar, I will want to be trading the weaker pair for sells, which will be currently GBP against the US dollar. Bro, I'm on serious drawdown on my account. What's the percentage drawdown on the account and what are you currently on? Let's just stick on the weekly for time being. Bro, can I try you for you to guard me? I don't understand the question. Sorry. You can feel free to ask me any questions. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't mind. So change the music.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your
All right.
They'll tell you what to do
Let's
is what you
see.
said.
Euro against the pound.
You could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.
Weekly, we took out. I'll show you why I would be bullish on the I mean bearish in the pound instead of the euro. So as you can see, we'll make this 2 pixels. We'll change it to red. So style this dark red. Sell side liquidity. I'll make this in the center. We've barely tapped into the sell side liquidity. And we have this imbalance in price, which we're currently inside of still. The part that's left would be here, which we traded into. We took out the previous week's low too. Realistically now, even though we have this huge wick, I would hope the 130 high impact news to have some form of effect on the euro pound. Hopefully with an expansion higher, meaning the GBP to be weaker. What's my Insta or Twitter? My Twitter is so I'll send it in chat for you. So, that's my Twitter. Your 9% drawdown. And is it a 10% limit or is it a 12% limit? Are you making good gains since you are trading? Yes, I'm funded with my Forex funds and Apex Trader funding. No problem, brother. No problem. Feel free to ask me any questions on that too, by the way. Let's drop back down into the hourly. Look like we might tap a bit lower into the sorry, this fair value gap. What ICT entry model do you use? I think in my arsenal I have about I'd say I have about 10 different models. It's just really whichever one shows itself for me. Like as you can see here, I was thinking about here, let's go to the 15-minute and show you what was here. This is a mitigation block on the hourly time frame. We've got I'll show you what a mitigation block is really quickly. This. Wait, no, let me redo this. This high here, this low here, this high here, and then the move lower and then back here. So what the mitigation block is, we have point A, which is a swing high. Point B would be this swing low. Point C is a failed swing higher from point A. And then point D would be the break of structure between this low. And then if we drop into the 15-minute time frame, we see we trade in lower, lower than point B, came back inside of that hourly mitigation block, and anywhere in here, I would be watching for a fair value gap. Of course, this is the DXY, so I'll just really use it as a confirmation on my pairs. You would see that I would look for a fair value gap confirmation of the sorts, and there was one in the DXY, and I wasn't looking at my charts at this time, so my confirmation would have just been the mitigation block alone, and then my additional confirmation in my pairs. So I can trade the mitigation block, the breaker block, fair value gap, liquidity void. It just comes with experience trading ICT. There's a plethora of things you can trade. How do I identify buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity? Okay, so you did mention to me it was a 9% drawdown. Sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity is something that I would recommend you learn first before you take a funded account. So if you want to identify buy side liquidity, right, you just look at previous highs, right? For example, here we have some highs. Here we have some highs. Say price is right here, this candle right here. This will be buy side liquidity because buying will take the price into this liquidity, which is why it's buy side liquidity. It's just old highs, resting highs. And then for sell side liquidity, it'll be the complete opposite. Say we're talking about these lows here. This will be a bit better. And we're at this point in time, this will be sell side liquidity because sells will take price into this area. That's how I identify sell side and buy side liquidity. It's just resting highs for buy side and resting lows for sell side. Add to it time limit. Do you take limit orders or do you just wait for how price action reacts to my point of interest? I do take limit orders if I'm not on my computer, but typically I would rather wait for price action to confirm. So I like watching an expansion away from my POI. Yep, I do the same. I use all the tools. Do I like silver bullet though? And do I trade indices? Okay, so that's I like that question. I used to trade the S&P 500, Nasdaq, the Dow Jones. The reason I've stopped, well, it's not completely stopped. I'm just stopping for a couple of months. Is because for the past, if you go into the 3-month time frame here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's change this to 3M. We've had a nice expansion higher, so it's not. Oh yeah, and we've got rollover now too, so it's ES. I believe the rollover is September contract. Yeah. Okay, we broke out of it now. However, from the 1st of May and the end of this month, the end of the 1st of March, so April to May, the markets were just really fickle. Like, in fact, this whole price action isn't something that I would be looking for myself to trade in. That's why I avoided it, and I'm still going to avoid it until I see the market free up. And hopefully this week with the heavy impact news, we could see the markets getting freed up, out of which then I'll go back to trading indices and such. But yeah, oh, do I like silver bullet? Sorry, I forgot that question. With the silver bullet, I did trade on the S&P 500. I used to trade the silver bullet, and in fact, if you go into my Twitter, there was quite a few silver bullet trades before I stopped trading the S&P. Um, yeah, I did enjoy taking them. They were very profitable, especially if you know which direction the market's heading into. Okay, so we pushed a little bit further, but it's not enough. We need to see. I'd really want to see it overlap the order block and the fair value gap. So in this overlap right here, I'd want to see price come down into here. Thanks for explaining buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. I appreciate it. Hey, no problem, man. I did give a really brief explanation. So if you want me, if you want, I can go into a little bit more in depth for you. I do not mind that at all. In fact, I'll do you guys a favor. I have some notes. And what I can do for you guys is teach you something. Whichever you guys want to learn, just put it in the comments in the live chat. So I can either run you guys through what a mitigation block is, a breaker block, an imbalance, a rejection block, liquidity voids, the PD area matrix, the power of 3, and I could just explain to you what the price algorithm and its functions are. If you guys want me to run through any of those real quick, I'll be more than happy to teach you. Power of 3 is a very interesting one. And also the PD array matrix, which might take slightly longer to teach you guys, because I myself took quite a while to understand the PD array matrix. And this down here is just, I'll put text down so it makes sense. What would I do on SPX right now? And what am I looking at them for? Okay, so I'm looking at the DXY right now. On the SPX, since right now my current bias on the dollar index is bullish, I'm just waiting for a confirmation. That would mean that I'm bearish on the SPX. But as of right now, there is no confirmation. There's no expansion or nothing. I'm just waiting for price action to do its thing a little bit more. So waiting for the DXY to push a little bit further into this daily fair value gap as well as this order block. But yeah, again, if you guys want me to teach you any of those, let me know. So I know it's hard to watch ICT teach them. He does speak very slowly. Again, we have mitigation blocks, breaker blocks, imbalances, rejection blocks, liquidity voids, PD array matrix, power of 3, market making, price algorithm and its functions. Any of those, I'll be more than happy to teach you guys. Please explain. Okay, so let me just read them in order real quick. Bro, I bought a 10,000 prop firm this month and I'm just losing back to back. I'm at a 9% loss and my overall is 12%, unlike me before. It doesn't take me up to a month to pass phase 1. So again, you did just ask me what sell side and buy side liquidity was. Again, I'd recommend you demo trade until you can pass the challenge criteria on a demo account first. You're at 9% loss. I mean, if you really wanted to, I guess you could risk 0.5%. It will give you 6 trades. Risk 0.5% and only go for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Please explain the power of 3. Okay, let's go to the power of 3 really quick. I'll take you through my notes the way I have it in my notes. Okay, so the power of 3 ICT teaching is, let's get rid of this really quickly and I'll show you exactly what the power of 3 is. Okay, power of 3 consists of 3 things. Sorry, accumulation, then we have manipulation, and we have distribution. This is what the power of 3 consists of. Now, the first part, the accumulation, is essentially what we see as consolidation in price, right? This is considered accumulation. I mean, consolidation. Price isn't really doing much. It stayed within a range. Um, yeah, I'll mark up what I was looking for back here. This is what I had. We remained in this price range. This would be seen as consolidation, right? So now what we want to see the algorithm manipulate price into the other part. So the consolidation part is to create market sentiments. It wants to trap in buyers and it wants to trap in sellers. This is how the algorithm works. It wants to make as much money as it can. It's unforgiving. It wants to trap people that sell here and it wants to trap buyers that buy here. Okay. So inside of this accumulation, what can we see? We have liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. It's just rest in liquidity, right? So once we break out of this general range, this will be called the manipulation state, which is this whole move right here. So from this candle's low, this is accumulation. This is price accumulating its positions, right? So if we're bullish, so say we go to this day and time and we're bullish, right? Our manipulation, we want it to go lower. We want price to be manipulated lowest to trick people into selling. And if we're bearish, we want to see price go higher to trick buyers into buying. We want to trick buyers along the way here, right? So that's the manipulation part. It's manipulating price in another direction. And then for the final part, we have distribution. Distribution is currently what's happening. Price is being distributed to where the algorithm has had its orders. Algorithms picked up orders here, here, here. It's just the algorithm has a hell of a lot of orders right now ready to be taken. And for the distribution, typically you'd want to see it come lower than the accumulation phase since we're bearish. So hypothetically, what we want to see for now, distribution, is these lows being cleared, this level of sell side liquidity. That's the power of 3. If I said that a bit too fast, let me know and I'll go through it a bit slower. Take a step back, go over the trade or event trade. Sometimes a break will give you a fresh perspective to look. Exactly. Please, you said I should risk how many percent? I didn't get that. Please come again. 0.5%. So I believe you're on a $10,000 account. Instead of per trade risking 1%, so instead of risking $100, what I want you to do is I want you to risk $50 and only target $100 or a full percent. That's all you need to do. Risk 0.5% to make 1. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go for a 1 to 3, a 1 to 4, or 1 to 5. You just need to risk half for 1. But yeah, Krusty, I can't say your full name, but if you want, let me know if I explain that correctly. So that was the power of 3. And now we can see that the DXY has pushed a little bit further. Still not into that overlap region of the order block and fair value gap, so we'll just wait for that. Also, let me know if I speak a bit too fast because I've heard that's an issue most people have. Awesome. Hey, thank you. Oh, also there's one more thing. I don't believe ICT has gone into it in depth, and this is like A-tier knowledge, right? There's something called a balanced price range. He's mentioned it, he hasn't explained it. So I'll take you through what a balanced price range is once I find a decent example. I'm not in the lower time frames, I'm just sticking to one time frame, so it's going to be a bit harder for me to find an example. If I was in the 15, I would probably be able to find one quicker. Okay, yeah, so we'll use this for example. A balanced price range is an imbalance, which is this, coupled with another imbalance. You can see there's a slight overlap here. So what a balanced price range is essentially is, let's drag these out so you can see the connect, is an imbalance being countered with another imbalance. It's like a negative plus a negative will make a positive, right? An imbalance plus an imbalance will make a negative, which means you shouldn't really expect price to trade back into this range anytime soon in the overlapping region. So you wouldn't really want to anytime soon expect price to trade into the overlap between inside of that balanced price range. He might be going through it soon, I'm not too sure, but that's what a balanced price range is. Thanks, speed is fine. No problem, my guy, no problem. Okay, so let's see the pound against the euro just to make sure. Swap into the 15. Here's a little example of power of 3. Right now it's happening. We've got this high, this low. This is accumulating positions above here and below here. What we want to see now is, since I'm bullish on the euro against the pound, I'd want to see the manipulation lower and then an expansion higher, being the distribution phase. We want to see something like this. Once that happens, then I'll be looking on the GBP for sells, the GBP against the dollar. That helps. No worries, my guy. No worries. I'm glad I could help. But yeah, balanced price ranges, they're very interesting. And then there's immediate balanced price ranges, which is a move that happens fairly rapidly. Like this, for example. This is an immediate balanced price range. If I'm risking $50 on a $10 account, that means I need eight winning trades to pass phase 1. Correct. All you need is 8 winning trades. And even if you lose, getting that 1 to 2 and you hitting that 2. Okay, do me a favor. Grab yourself a coin and let's say heads, right? Every time it lands on heads, you take away 1. We'll start at 0. We'll take away 1. I mean, we'll start at 10, sorry. Take away 1 every time it lands on heads. And every time it lands on tails, I want you to plus 2. And you will see, do that 10 times. And you will see, statistically, you could be profitable just by flipping a coin. Can you explain order blocks and how we use them effectively? Absolutely. So let's go on the hourly, right? This would be classified as an order block, right? And the reason being, I'm going to talk about it in the sense of being bearish currently, right? So we're bearish in price from this moment in time. For whatever reason, let's just say we're bearish. I was bearish. I marked this up when price was, I believe, here. So yeah, say we're bearish in price. We want to look at the final up close candle. And it's not just any up close candle. For example, this wouldn't be a candle we'll be looking at. We would be looking at this final up close candle because it's too small. There's not enough. It's not enough of a bookmark, think of it as. So this is an order block, right? We've got the final up close candle with a decent size to it. I'm going to explain this very simply. It's a decent sized final up close candle. Now we want to see a rapid expansion lower, so it shouldn't take 20 candles to go lower than it. It should take maximum 4. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and we're already away from it. This then becomes a valid order block because it's the final up close candle before an explosive move down. And if we're bullish, it'll be the final downwards close candle before an impulsive move up. So could you put random trades and only take 130 with no analysis? Sorry, I don't understand what you're asking of me. Could you repeat that? I just didn't get the idea of what you're saying. Okay, so we're almost in the overlap. We have the mean of this order block again, which is 565. Let's pay attention to the GBP against the euro. Still in this range. Want to see it push lower and then higher, the power of 3. And then for the GBP against the USD on the daily. I guess we can refine it on the daily, but we'll keep it as the weekly for the time being. We have 27,319 as the mean threshold. The this shouldn't be violated. And if it is, we wouldn't want to see it go higher than the quadrant. And that's one thing I don't think ICT has really gone through. Price moves in quadrants. So we have point 0.5, we'll have, I'll just write them down real quick, 0.75 and then 0.25. So wait, I've done it wrong. Oh yeah, sorry, that's why. 0.25. Change the colors to black so it's easier on the eyes. Price moves the Fibonacci, you usually base it off quadrants, right? Once we come to this mean threshold, we'd want to see it remain within this quadrant right here. But so we have the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. And then also the quadrants have quadrants. So if you really wanted to, you could then again do this, and then you have more quadrants. It's more like in-depth analysis. But yeah, we would want to see price, stay within this quadrant right here. And if it goes above this one, then it will be voided, and we'll just expect bullish momentum. And the 130 news should take us into this area right here. So yeah, we're just watching that for GBPUSD. Would I expect price to go back to the order block? So there's something called the PD array matrix, right? And oops, my apologies. It's this PD array matrix is just a premium discount array matrix. So between above the 0.5 is the premium. So anything in this range is the premium. Anything in this range is the discount. This would be, I guess you could say, a final thing. So when we're in a PD array, the first thing we would look for is something like a mitigation block, right? Then we would look for a breaker or a fair value gap. Then we would see an order block. And then the final target would be a rejection block. So let's say, for example, here we have this fair value gap in this premium, right? Let's just say this is the fair value gap. This will be our first target, right? And if we see it continue higher, our next target would be a rejection. Sorry, not rejection block, a breaker block, which would be, no, this is a mitigation block. So let's just say mitigation. The second target would be this mitigation block. If it goes past, the final target in the PD array matrix would be this. So do I think it will go to this? I'm not too sure. Do I think it will go to this mitigation block? Again, I'm not too sure. Do I think price will trade into this PD array matrix and come above the into a premium? Absolutely, I do. My first target again would be this area right here. And I guess you could classify this as an order block if you really wanted to. So in a lower time frame, let's go to the 5, for example. We can see we have this up close candle. This would be classified as the order block here. We have this fair value gap, and then 1 2 1 2. We would have this 2 as a target, which overlaps with this fair value gap. So it really just goes in targets. We have a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth target. That's the PD array matrix. I just use a cover of a bottle and won some and lose some, but I'm up 5% profit. See, there you go. Yeah, you can statistically win by just flipping a coin. All it comes down to in the end is your risk management. If you have A-tier risk management, you own the markets. The hardest part of trading isn't learning the analysis. The hardest part in trading is overcoming your psychology. So again, we are in this overlap. If it goes any lower, I'll have to extend my fib tool. So we're going to take this off for the time being. I guess aiming for 2 RR is way easier to catch than a 4 to 5 to 6 RR, and it helps building confidence. Absolutely. Even now, I would still only go for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio because you don't really need anything more than that. I guess after 5 years of trading, I then might think of upping to a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 4. but there shouldn't really be a need. A 1 to 2 is all that you need to become profitable. So we're inside of the order block as well as the daily fair value gap. And here you go, I'll show you the PDO matrix really quickly. This is the swing low, this is the swing high. But right now we are in a premium. Right now we're in a discount. First target would be this fair value gap. Second target would become this order block. Third target would become this AB fail swing lower. This will become mitigation block. This will be the third target. And then fifth target for me realistically would just be sell side liquidity. So we want to see how price respects this before we enter a trade. And I'm hoping to enter a trade before 12 or before because I won't be here for 12 till 1. It's just lunch hour. I don't trade lunch hour. Or 1:30. So is this how you trade, aiming 2RR per trade? Absolutely. You shouldn't need to aim for anything higher than a 2RR. Okay, so let's see. GBP still within this range. Hopefully within the next half an hour or so we should break lower, and then we'll have that power of 3 accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Again, any questions you guys have, feel free to ask them. Sounds like we're sold out in front of a whole crowd. We just control now. Take this shit too personally. Everybody got a different version of me. Everybody gotta be learning from me. Everybody wanna be working with me. Let's take a look at the GBP USD and see what it's doing within this daily. We're almost at the mean threshold of this weekly fair value gap, which means hopefully soon enough we see the dollar index respect the mean threshold of this order block. They should go in them out both at the same time. Thanks, Ala. This is trading plan. Absolutely. 1 to 2 RR, that's all you need. One trade a day. If you make one winning trade, get off the charts. You don't need another trade for the day. If you take a losing trade, one more trade, get off the charts. You don't need another trade. Again, guys, don't be shy to ask me any questions. A couple months ago when I was last streaming here, I was getting a lot of questions. I did have to keep saying, feel free to ask any questions, no matter how stupid you may think they are. Because to me, no question is stupid. That's how you learn. So you better clean up your act. So you better raise off the sack and tell the world they can suck on that. Don't come back, pack your bags. You take a trip and don't relax. You hit the switch and just attack. You find your niche and make some racks. Don't hold back. Hey, no problem, no problem. Almost 11, no country for an old man. What do you mean? You never, no one's too old. Anybody could trade if that's what you're saying. What's my insight for GJ? I don't typically trade GJ, but I guess run through it for you really quick. GBP, JPY. Let's see what we can spot. Start off on the monthly time frame to get the greatest insight in price. Well, as you can see, we have this fair value gap right here, and this order block. So the two confirmations. You'd expect the GBP JPY to trade into this range first, and dropping into the weekly, it'll be the same thing. You just want it to trade into this monthly area. and then you drop into a low time frame. Since we don't have any data within this range, you'd be really watching the hourly time frame. And something that I shouldn't really be going into, but look at the futures for the specific pair. We have the GBP futures, and we have the Japanese yen futures, and you'd want to pay attention to these two and correlate them to your trade. That's something that I haven't really gone into in depth with. Do we have a trade now? We are currently, I am currently waiting for now, since the dollar index is inside the daily fair value gap and order block. I'm waiting for a confirmation now, and then I will more than likely be entering a trade. No trades for me after 11 a.m. in Forex. I respect that, my guy. I absolutely respect that. It's have it sticking to your plan. It's the best thing you can do. I'm already long on GBP CAD. Where is a good take profit? GBP Canadian dollar. GBP CAD. Let's see. You're in longs. Well, we are inside on the hourly of this fair value gap. If we can trade higher than this down close candle, it will mean it becomes an order block. So realistically, you could target the mean threshold of this fair value gap somewhere around the quadrant. So let's add the quadrants onto the chart real quick. Go 2.5 and 7.5. Anywhere within this quadrant, you'd look to take profit. So between 1688.43 and 1687.41. That's what I would look to take profit. How many live funded accounts am I currently trading? So right now, I'm taking the challenge of Blue Guardian. Again, I must tell you guys, this Guardian Protector for a new trader is a lifesaver. It's amazing. You turn this on, it will not let you go below this account, and it will stop you trading until the next trading day. Every beginner needs that. And I'm currently funded with my Forex fund and Apex Trader funding. Do I follow ICT's live streams, and would I apply those futures concepts on Forex? Absolutely. So this is just the GBP alone, and this is just the Australian dollar, and this is just the New Zealand dollar. You'd look at these to correlate them to your Forex pairs. Absolutely. And do I follow ICT's live streams? I haven't been watching them as much recently as I used to, but every now and again I do look into them for an additional insight because he is my mentor and I am his student. Yeah, he drops new things every day and it's just amazing. How can I participate in that 50k account? I guess you could leave a comment on one of Trading View's videos and see if he replies to you. The XY reversing now, heads up. Yep, I know. I'm just waiting for a confirmation. I appreciate that heads up, my guy. In fact, just so we can watch it, we'll watch on the 5-minute. Now, for my confirmation to enter a trade, what I would want to see is a break of structure on the 5. So we have this high right here. We'd want to see an implosive move up, otherwise known as a... My mind has just gone blank. This is terrible. An implosive move up. That's all I can say right now. My mind's gone blank. Explosive move up. What's it called now? It's annoying me that I can't think of what it's called. Displacement. There we go. Displacement. I want to see displacement higher, and then we'll be looking at the euro against the pound. We're still in this range. Want to see the pound, this pair go higher, as I'm willing to take GBP shorts, GBP against dollar shorts, as we are also inside of this weekly zone, and I shouldn't expect price to trade higher than the mean threshold of this weekly order block. So yeah, let's drop down. Difference between liquidity grab and a break of structure. Okay, so I can do this as quickly as I can and as simplest as I can. The difference between a liquidity grab and a break of structure is typically a rapid price a swing of a old low. So right here, for example, right, we have this low. We sweep liquidity. We sweep these lows and continued higher. We literally just sweeped it. It's yeah, it sweep higher. A break of structure, however, would be something along the lines of this. We have this low, right? We did sweep it, so this was a slight liquidity sweep. But then, as you can see, we traded lower and we stayed within this range. This is a break of structure. This is a sweep. A liquidity sweep will typically consist of a wick rather than actual body closures below. Displacement, GU showing SMT versus DXY, GBP, USD. Yep. Still, again, we're still waiting for this DXY confirmation, and then I'll drop into a 5-minute chart on the GBP USD, and we'll take our trade for the day. Euro USD still in that range I was expecting. Let's stick on the DXY and wait for this displacement higher. EU looks better for now. Let's take a look at EU. Yeah, EU for sells. I mean, go to the daily chart. We have this fair value gap right here in the daily, and we're within this range. However, between EU and GU, between euro and the pound, I would expect this to start trading higher, meaning a weaker pound. And because we're looking for sells, we would want to be trading the weaker pair, right? Which means we'd want to be trading the pound if this goes higher, because the pound will then be the weaker pair because it's the euro against the pound. If this pair goes higher, it means the pound is weaker. If this pair goes lower, it means the pound is stronger. And it would just be the opposite if you're trying to figure out what the euro is doing.
And I just wanna be famous. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Yeah. And I just wanna be famous. Yeah.
Okay, so on GU, we can see on the daily as well, I forgot to mention, we've already took out liquidity. Now, what we can hope is for the guy that asked what's the difference between a liquidity grab and a break of structure, we'd want this to be a liquidity sweep. Now, we'd want to see this day close lower than this high right here. That would be considered a liquidity sweep. Let's see EU still within this daily level you got. Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit in a plan and I found out that I can execute. If I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the ways. Thanks, no problem. London, New Zealand, USD up 25 pips holding. Let's take a quick look at the New Zealand dollar. I have not traded these pairs in so long. Refreshing to look at them. In fact, let's see when the last time I traded this pair was. Yeah, that won't work. See if I can find anything. No, there's only 2 drawings. I was gonna see when I placed some sort of dates on the charts. It would have been a long time ago since I traded this pair. So you are in, I don't know whether you're in buys or sells. I'm taking a guess that you're in buys. We have this right here. So 62,358. That's a target. Waiting for the displacement on the dollar index now. GU broke structure on the 1-minute chart. Let's take a look at GBP against the US dollar. Yep, we've broken structure. Let's check 3 minute. Got a break structure. Still no confirmation. There's another thing that ICT very briefly touched upon a while ago, and not many people will remember it. Implied fair value gaps. So this would be considered an implied fair value gap. I will show you guys right now. Between these two lines, it's an implied fair value gap. It's the 50%, the consequent encroachment between, similar to a fair value gap, but instead it's between the candle wicks. And anywhere in here, you could have took a short. That's an implied fair value gap. And I mean, if you were in this trade, and if it was trade higher, it would look something like this, and you're going for 1 to 2. So it would be something like that. That's an implied fair value gap. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute. Now we have a new zone for a break of structure I'd want to see. It will be this high right here. And I want to see it done with displacement. Previous candle is lower. Candle after is also lower than this candle's high. This is now a swing point we'd want to see broken. And we want to see it broken with displacement before we think about taking a trade. So let's go back to the GBP against the dollar. I mean, we didn't really get the power of 3 action, but we've got a break of structure with volume 2, which now means out of EU and GU, the pair that will be weaker is GBP USD. Look, EU not really showing any energy going lower, but look at GU, it's showing energy going lower. How long did it take you to become consistently profitable? Ooh, call it 2 years. I'm 19 right now. I started trading the second I got out of high school because I wasn't content with working a job. And of course, I have the advantage of being young and being able to retain information. So, depending on your age, your results may vary. It may or may not even be faster than what took me, but 2 years. There we go. We got a 5 minute fair value gap on GBP USD alongside the break of structure. Now we would want to see price trade into here as long as we have the confirmation in the dollar index. Legendary. Where's my favorite song at? This artist I listen to all the time. His music's hella motivational, and in fact, his music is actually what kept me trading. I have an emotional response to music, so yeah. Play the song that I like the most. Okay, so we need within the next 3 minutes, we want to see price push higher and preferably above these highs right here. Let's take a look at GBP USD. Resistance. Everything can change in an instant. You might stay alive if you listen. Your best friend is your instinct, don't they? Trust me, everything can change in a blink. All right, let's see. Let's lower the opacity now, since we know where we are. Opacity is lower. One who can save me. Stand tall, stand tall. Not created that fair value gap, and that's exactly why we don't rush into trades. Waiting for this confirmation on the dollar, waiting for it to do displays higher. Right now, there's people that are trapped into buy positions that are not waiting for confirmations. That would have got that. I mean, from the looks of it, price is going to come down to here and stop those people out. Meaning, on GBP USD, price is going to come up to these highs and again stop those people out that went short. That 1 to 2 that we will talk about, the implied fair value gap, would have worked. The algorithm would have made its money already. Now it's coming to stop out these people before a potential rapid move lower. Again, we're inside of that implied fair value gap that we were talking about earlier. It hit its 1 to 2 target. Filled also, we filled in this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Sir, I haven't replied to you. Sorry. The last thing you said was thanks. I'll add this to my trading plan. And I said, you're welcome. You haven't said anything else. So dollar index is probably going to come and take out this low. And then again, we're waiting for that displacement higher. And then I will be entering a 1 to 2 risk to reward position. Let's mark the mean threshold of this order block, as that's where it seems price will be heading. We want to see price remain lower than this. Completely filled in this fair value up to on the euro dollar. Did the DXY take out the low? Not quite just yet. I believe last time I was streaming, my streams were averaging 70 to 80 views. So I need to get back on streaming quite often with trading view again, trading nuts again. Let's see. You want this displacement? Think about trading as well. It's just like watching paint dry. You can't rush into trades. Think of it as a business. Okay. We came back into this implied fair value gap too. My apologies. Maybe YouTube didn't allow my comment to drop. Type it again, my friend. Type it again, my friend. Inside. I'm so close inside. Here's another good soundbite effect I like listening to. More streaming would help build a bigger fan base. Yeah, I mean, I was streaming quite often with trading though, and I was doing really well. I did take a long break. I also had university to deal with, and I'm not enjoying it. So I was quite busy with that. I gained quite a few followers on Twitter. I think like 40 or 50. I was offering a free mentorship, completely free of charge, but then university took over, so I've had to postpone that. Whatever happened to the sky is the limit. I fell in love with music, never thought it was a gimmick. Come on, displacement. Because if I make it to the top, was it that really say that you shouldn't have given up, that you made the mistake? But if I fail, you feel much better about picking your lane, right? I do assist to trading streams. What is your run rate, bro? Typically, I'd say 70. It ranges. It just depends on the month and the week. It will range from 60, 60% to I'd say 80. And a 50% win rate ratio with a 1 to 2 risk to reward is still amazing. What do you think about NAS 100? Bearishness, since I'm bullish on the DXY right now. How often do I stream? I will now be streaming 3 days a week with trading. I believe my trading days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 3 p.m. my time, I'll be streaming. The second I take a trade, I'll wait for the trade to play out first, of course, whether it's a loss or a win. And I will be heading out because it is currently, I'll tell you the temperature it is in England right now. It's 25 degrees Celsius and my room is heating up. Slowly but surely. So I'm gonna head outside, go for a run, and then take an ice bath. On this channel, correct. On this channel, I've in fact made my own YouTube channel already, but I will stream on that once I gain a bit more traffic on my Twitter page. I got 30 more seconds. We want to see these highs being taken, and we want to see a closure above the 102,770 level. Let's take a look at GBP against the dollar. Here we go. Balance price range I was talking about earlier. We just want to see price close here, and this will become a balanced price range. Am I in London? No, I'm in Manchester. I was in London about 2 months ago now. Stayed in an apartment and it was beautiful. It wasn't central London. I was staying in an area west of London, a little town called Woking. Beautiful city, beautiful. So let's see. We want to see DXY displacement. Did it go above? Yes, it did. It did exactly that. Wanted it to close above here. We did have a closure. This gap filled in already. Closed above this range, this 102,270 level that I was mentioning. This is where the opening price is. Now we'll be looking for a position to enter off. You can see this being filled in. This again, balanced price range. GBP USD. Let's take a look and see if we can find a position to enter off. I would enter off the 1 minute time frame, but I stick to 5 minutes. 5 minutes or 15 minutes. What time is the news release? 1:30. Core CPI is at 1:30 today, I believe. Let me just double check for you. Core PPI is at 1:30 p.m. Oh, that's 1:30 my time. 7 p.m. my time is FOMC. Ooh. FOMC is going to be very interesting. 7 my time, so it should be 3 hours from now. 2 p.m. New York time. Should be 3 p.m. New York time should be the FOMC news. On the prop firm live account, how many percentage do I aim for? I just want to trade like me so I can be profitable. I risk 0.5% and I aim for 1%. 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's all I do. You don't need anything more than a 1 to 2 to become profitable. So right now, if I were to enter a trade, which I'm not going to, again, I like trading off the 5. We have a break of structure here. I would measure my fair value gap from this break of structure, and the position would be inside of the fair value gap at the break of structure, stop loss above the high, and a 1 to 2 risk to reward target, which would be this fair value gap right here. But not entering this one. I'm waiting for my 5 minute confirmation. So I just do what's best for me. To my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah. I just want to do the best at what I know. Just watch me grow. 3 minutes is also another time frame I use. 5 minutes or 3 minutes, it just depends. I ain't gonna lie, life's tough, trying to get by. Actually, this 3 minutes looking quite nice. If this 3 minute closes, I will be in a position. I'll wait for this to be filled in a little more, so I'd probably enter around here. Stop loss would be above this high, targeting a 1 to 2 risk to reward. This would be the trade. Of course, we're first waiting for the 3 minute to close where it is. We don't want it to push higher. A lot to learn from the only Gensler as well. Gensler is an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. I've been in his streams a few times. He's been in my streams a few times. Amazing guy he is. He has a lot of knowledge. I believe he spent a lot of time trading monitoring the 1 minute charts for just days on end, watching how price moves on the minute. Amazing guy. Okay, so I want to see a little bit of a push higher. and I will be entering a trade. So let's get up the GBP against dollar. You markets watch GBP against dollar. Let's take a limit order for this one. Drop into the 3-minute time frame. Take sell limit. Stop loss. My apologies for the noise. I was just adjusting my stop loss, and I will let you know when I'm in the trade. Okay, I have been tapped into the trade. So this is the trade I'm currently in. I am going to make this full screen, zoom in a bit more, and then bring up the chart. Let's see. In general, all ICT students are remarkable. Absolutely. ICT's teachings are just... I wish he came sooner. Again, I started as soon as I came out of high school, and I was glad to stumble across him early in my trading stages. I still went through the crush and burn of learning support and resistance, using EMAs, Bollinger Bands, all of that nonsense. I actually started trading on, I believe it's called pocket options. Binary options is what I started trading. And then I went into crypto, and then I found my way to ICT, thankfully. So, yeah.
Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now. I made mistakes, but now I don't ever want to be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll
It's very heavy market conditions right now. I typically don't trade in these market conditions. However, I'm feeling quite confident in myself, and I'm willing to put myself outside of my comfort zone. Yeah, same story here. It's a terrible learning process, but we all have to go through it. We all have to go through it. It's a learning curve. If you don't go through it, you'll never become profitable. Let me just put my take profit down. I forgot to do that. It is, I believe, 500. Take profit is right here. Now we want to see an expansion lower, preferably within this 3-minute candle. And that would be the confirmation of the trade. And because it's way too warm in my room right now, I'm not even going to be bothered. This trade is a loss. I'm not taking a second trade today, mainly because of the FOMC. I'm awaiting that, and most of the volume will be coming with FOMC. I'm quite surprised on the entry I got. If we can get an expansion lower, it's literally to the pip. And the spreads with Blue Guardian too. These guys, amazing spreads. Like, in fact, I will show you the spreads. Even if you go into a 1-minute time frame, you see these spreads. They're barely noticeable. So yeah, Blue Guardian and the Guardian Protector again. It's just amazing. If I had this in my early stages of trading, I'd probably be well off financially, more than I am currently. So there's the expansion. We want to see the dollar index expand above these highs too. Preferably a candle, something along the lines of this, just with a bit of volume. Just pay attention to the DXY. I believe the GBP USD also. Oh wait, no, it's the one I've already marked. It's just that it's not marked on my terminal, so I got a little bit confused. I'm super thirsty as well. I need some water. So give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab myself a bottle of water. All right, I'm back. Currently back at the entry. See the dollar index. I am still expecting GU to retrace a bit higher. It's likely, absolutely, yeah. Just anticipation of this placement is it's fatiguing, to say the least. It's quite fatiguing. Let's go back to GBPUSD. This is where we're at currently. Filled in the fair value gap. Left a slight little distance, but it's good enough. On the 1 minute, we've got A to B to C to D. Where would the mitigation block be? It would be right here. This is the second area where price would come to. So this down close candle is the mitigation block. So just keep the cursor right there. Let's go back to the 3 minute, the time frame I took it on. Order block. Let's see what price does here. Mean threshold would be around here. Where's the mitigation block again? Right here. So we're at the top of the mitigation block. If I'm not content with price, I will think about moving my stop loss slightly lower to limit the cost. But that will be done once it hits this order block. If it hits this order block, I'm moving my stop loss lower. It's hit it on, not hit it yet on my terminal, so all right. So moving my stop loss slightly lower. There we go. Limiting our loss. If the DXY continues going lower, I would expect it again for you guys to mark up on your charts. For FOMC, this daily order blocks mean threshold. I think if this was me around a year ago, I would add another position here. And that's exactly why I wasn't profitable until around the start of this year. I would say like really, really profitable. I would add on to a losing position when in reality you only want to add on to a winning position within a PD array. I will be streaming again tomorrow, same time as when I started today, and will be every single day. Well, every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Strange price action, but again, that's what comes with FOMC. It's not as clean as you'd expect it, but the algorithm knows exactly what it's doing, how it's doing it, when it's doing it, and why it's doing it. If this candle can, we do have a fair value gap. If this current candle trades above, I'd want to see this being utilized as an inverse fair value gap. So once price trades higher, it would come back down and use this as, instead of a bearish fair value gap, it will use it as a bullish. That's called a inverted fair value gap. Let's keep monitoring our trade. Let's take a look at EU2. It's looking a bit cleaner on EU inside that daily fair value gap, which is quite thin. But I'm expecting the weaker pair to be GBP against the dollar, so I'd expect a faster move on this. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now. I'm gonna make you bleed out. Listen on repeat now and weed out all the weak now. Get up and make a change. Don't remember yesterday. If you got something to say, speak your mind before your grave. Cause your life is yours to save. Ain't nobody gonna. Currently using it as a bearish fair value gap. Again, I'd want to see an expansion above this. And if not, that is okay. Again, by flipping a coin 10 times from a 1 to 2 risk to reward, risking 0.5%, you can become profitable. Risking 0.5%, targeting a 1 to 2 with a bias behind your trade reason, you'll have an even higher chance to become profitable. So I'm content with losing. It's ridiculous, I'm spitting this meticulous and limitless while others out there spitting shit got hits up on the charts. I see why other artists quit, cause people don't reward good shit. They love to hate but hate to live. Society is swing and miss, and honestly I get it. Promise me you won't regret it. Wasting energy, forget it. Don't look back, go on and get it. Bite the bullet just a bit. Bite your tongue and don't say shit. Make your actions hard to miss. Be a legend, not a myth. Yeah. It's obnoxious that I'm conscious. Rapping honest as promise. Try to harness. As an artist, stay modest. It's a long quest. I will not quit till 10,000 people going off. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. The silence is killing me more than the trade. March until it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I march until it's over. I'm on this trade. Well, remember, only risk 0.5%. If you risk any more, then just focusing on the chart. Hey, for sure, my man. Lower time frames need more attention. That's it. Absolutely. Do I trade or hold trades during news? I think, say there's like 100 news events, I would probably trade around 5 of them. I just don't like the uncertainty of news events. Even though I can gauge where price is going, I don't know by how far I'll reach that or how less it will go to that goal. Unless I'm like 100% certain, which is that 5 out of 100. $6 index. I do believe I'm almost stopped out. So, although this is not showing on here, my terminal is quite close. There is also, if I show you guys, this terminal gap right here, which is unfilled. So just now it filled it in. This is on the terminal. We'll see what price does if it was just retracing that liquidity void. And if not, that is yay okay. I lowered my stop loss too to here. Wait, I believe it's here. Quite close to it, but that's fine. And I have been stopped out at a 0.6% loss, and that's completely fine. If it's going to continue, I will wait for the mean threshold of this order block for FOMC. And aside from that, I'm probably going to stay away from the charts for the rest of today. Let's check what news we have tomorrow. It's Forex Factory. Tomorrow we have that's Aussie dollar. 1:30 we have ESI. We have unemployment claims. So tomorrow is going to be action packed, 1:30 p.m. So that I believe that's 9:30 New York time. Tomorrow is going to be another heavy day, and then on Friday, which I will not be trading on Friday, I'll be trading tomorrow, not Friday. We have consumer sentiment at 3 p.m. So 11 New York time. I'm out price in GU retracing to 19. Let's check GU. 126,982. 82. Wait, I'm jumping to a lower time frame. On the other hand, EU is going smoother. Yeah, the EU respected this. Time frame was on 3 minute, right? Yeah, this 3 minute fair value gap. GU was the more volatile pair, which is why I would have traded it. If I didn't move my stop loss, it would still be in, but I'm completely fine with lowering my risk. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets, under my feet, another cup of coffee and me, that's what I need, my eyes puffy, I can't see, I'm too tired to function, but to check the XY again. We'll see if it wants to trade higher and then use this as a bullish fair value gap, inverse fair value gap. Education to understand the world that's so complicated, intoxicated every night
faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's faded. I feel hated, I feel hatred, I'm lost deep in my mind that I created. I have dreams where my life is devastated, feel so real that I wake up shaking. Deep thick skin, cause this life is no haven.
This is the issue with FOMC days. Even though I was feeling confident myself, still wasn't enough to trade it. But that means tomorrow could be a green day, or it means Friday could be a green day. Just depends on my outlook on trades during the day.
I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade.
What time is it? 11:30. Yeah, I'll put in the going outside. We'll sit in here for another 10 minutes and see what happens. If this would have played out if I wasn't to move my stop loss, just a tape read. And euro against the pound. Broke higher, it was a liquidity sweep, so what we could see now is these lows being taken, and then again the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This could also be the manipulation into buy side liquidity, meaning continuation lower. Again, this means the euro would be the stronger pair to trade within this fair value gap right here. We pay attention to the dollar index first and foremost. There isn't anything really to hold the dollar index where it is now. So we have this, which I'll be monitoring throughout the day.
I said you better watch what you're doing, cause I ain't gonna stop when I'm moving. I'm headed to
Price slowed down at 9:45. It's now 11:30. Let's check yesterday. 9:45. Time to loosen up after lunch. It loosened. Check the day before. Check lunch. So one got tighter after lunch, but was loose at 9:45. Yeah, so I would have got stopped out either way, but I had limited my risk, which was, where did I get stopped out? Let's see, 3-minute chart. I got stopped out right. This is where I got stopped out. So instead of it being a, oh wait, no. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I got stopped out here. So that's one losing trade, and I believe there's unlimited time for this challenge too, so I'm in no rush to pass. Where is my... Here it is. If you would want to enter, we have this rejection block on your USD. But I am done for the day, even though I usually take 2. It's just too hot in my room for me to sit here any longer. 1 to 2, so just targeting these lows. Stop trading, bro. You are over trading. You don't know what I'm doing. Who said I was trading? I've took one trade this whole stream in an hour and 40 minutes. The spread took me out on EU and dropped. What was your stop loss? EU is still valid. Yeah, absolutely. If was this your spread? Also, I want to point out, people like this, just ignore them. If you ever stream or anything, these people you need to just ignore. He said I'm over trading when it's one trade. Nah, I used a tighter stop loss. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, no, I was thinking the spreads. If that was your spreads, I would have been like, change your prop firm or broker immediately. Same trading strat happened to me. Cost 4K. Which strat? The one I just took. This one. And again, risking 0.5%, taking one loss, with your next trade being a win, you're still up 0.5%. And if I lose again, I'm back and then win, I'm back to break even. You know? So loud. Where was your stop loss, Nightology mind? Was it here? I mean, I could see this being the spread that took you out. Nice, bro. Yeah, I'm not currently in this trade. I was in this trade that I got stopped out of. I'm just monitoring this trade. I was expecting the GBP to be the weaker one, but the manipulation even took me, had the manipulation higher, and now the distribution is going to be past the sell side liquidity. So for the meanwhile, the euro will be the more consistent price moving down. This could be the bottom of the wick with the expansion higher, and then using this as the bullish fair value gap. But we're heading into lunch hour now. Exactly, that high was my stop loss. Oh. So then what was your risk to reward ratio? I feel your music, bro. Hey, Nefex. The guy's name is Nefex. Well, he's uploaded once a week for, I believe, about 3 years now. I've been listening to him since I was in high school. Amazing guy. His lyrics are just amazing. One 108,550 was my initial, but I moved it lower since price distributed lower. 108,550. So this was your original stop loss. Oh, the top of this daily fair value up, right? That was my mistake. It wasn't a mistake, to be honest. It's more of a lesson. There is no, I wouldn't really say there's any mistakes in trading, more so just lessons. Since we're heading into lunch hour, I'll probably be ending my stream soon. For you guys that have just joined recently, on your daily charts, mark up. Sorry, let me get rid of this. Mark up this daily order block as well as fair value gap. So we have this fair value gap marked. This is for FOMC, and just to watch what price does. If it's going to return bullish, we'll expect a spike into here and continue. Mark this order block and the mean threshold of it, the 50% or the consequent encroachment. And then for your buy side target, mark out this candle's low. Or on the weekly, I have very vaguely marked this inverse fair value gap, which overlaps with this one, but this one is more wide, but this could also be when you look up. Just learning to stick to my trading plan more. Absolutely. As long as you don't overtrade and enter another trade since you've lost, your success will be great. Check the 3-minute and see. So we traded above. I guess this will be holding price now. If my analysis for this would be correct, even though this GBP USD trade went wrong. Yeah, I don't like the way GU is moving, and that's because this is probably going to head lower now. Be ending the stream in about, we'll do 5 more minutes. We'll see what price does. My emotions played me dirty on this challenge. What's the percentage you're down, mind me asking? The lesson is master the psychology. Exactly. And again, with Blue Guardian, this Guardian Protector is just, it's amazing. And their dashboard, if you can see here, you see today we're down 0.65%. They charge commission on each trade. I think per lot they charge, is it $6? I think it's something around that. They charge for the lot size. The actual trade was a 0.5% and 1.5 for the commission charge. That's why the spread's so low. It's amazing. Because even if we have a rock solid shot, it's still a major factor. Exactly. Because that one trade you will let turn into a losing spiral. And also the equity here updates real time, which is if you're outside and you need your phone and you don't have MT4 or 5, log into this and it'll show you what equity you have and what the trade's doing currently. What's your vision about USD JPY? But see, I would answer that, but I don't know what I'm doing. So, as you said, when I said GBP USD, yeah, it's trading higher. In the daily, did we tap into this low? Yeah, we did. Next target is around the quadrant of this, the higher quadrant or lower quadrant of this mean threshold. Do you remember the price I shouted out earlier? Yeah, the low of this, right? Yeah, let me just double check. 126982. 126982. Yeah, this fair value gaps low. Need when you're out, what you need when you're sad, and when you feel left out, you feel an energy drop, and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope, you can figure it out. See. Your head high, even when you're down inside, through the pain you fight, and through the painful nights, you keep striving, keep trying. Around here, right? Driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Here it is. You can make it through this hell. Yeah, EU is a lot cleaner. Even I got trapped in the, what's it called? Where is it going? In this is mess before FOMC. Trapping in buyers and sellers, and unfortunately, I was also one of them who got trapped. But fortunately, it was a 0.5% risk, and we're not in. Because if we were to have taken that EU trade, again, we would have got stopped out here. So, yeah, one trade, I took a loss. I'm not going to trade 2 today because of FOMC. 1, 2, 6, 9, 8. For my broker, this is where that is. I mean, the FXCM. But for you, it would be 973, which we've already tapped into. On the 4 hour, we do have this fair value up here too. I think, I don't know. I'd rather not trade again in these market conditions due to literally what we've seen here. This is just pure chop. I mean, oops. We're inside this liquidity pool. This is just, oops, resting buy side, resting sell side. No more trades? Exactly. I'm just going to monitor it. I'll monitor it until lunch hour. I just want to watch charts before I head outside. We'll see which side of liquidity I want to pull into first. A target would be swing high to swing low, 0.5. Got this 5-minute fair value gap, which is also outside of this buy side liquidity. This isn't a mitigation block, this is a breaker block. So overlap this. So now we have this range. Calling that exact price is something Mr. Gensler talked about in his streams. Yeah, Gensler is an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. And his trading is on a whole other level too. Monitoring the 1-minute chart as long as he did is it's amazing. So yeah, if this was like 2 years ago, and I've already said I'm not trading again today. I enable this. Needs to enable this. Oh, I need to refresh the page. My apologies. Is it this and then this? Yeah, there we go. So right now, I can't trade until tomorrow. In his streams, I learned from you too. Hey, I appreciate that one, brother. I'm glad even though I took a loss today, I was able to still help. I'm again back tomorrow and absolutely fine with this. So right now, I cannot trade until tomorrow. The account would be locked. Meaning if I was to do this, open this. Oh, wrong one. Yep, cannot trade today. That's something I wish I had when I first started trading. I don't really need to do this, but I've done it now, so I can't. I did answer you. I said leave a comment on one of Trading Views thingy's videos. Yeah, just leave a comment and he will reply to you. I said that. I just don't think he was listening, but it's okay, my friend. But yeah, can't trade till tomorrow. And if I had this when I started, that would have been a completely different trader. Still monitoring this though. I'll be ending the stream at 12 on the dot. My balance is 9345. Well, you risked 0.5%, and that's what matters. For you, what I'd recommend, right, is because here I'll show you. Today is where is it? I mean, this week is just heavy news. If you go to next week, begin date would be Monday, and we ended on Friday. Apply. Next week is it's clean. For GP we've got CPI on Wednesday. We have Thursday. We have bank rates, and then for Euro, the news is on Friday. and we got PMI for GBP and Euro on Friday. I'd recommend you to sit out of trading until Monday next week. ICD provides the ingredients, and it's up to the student to make his own recipe. Exactly. And again, it's all down to psychology. If I would have entered this Euro trade, I would have been stopped out. And me a year ago would have entered this trade the second GBP went south. But surprisingly, GBP still hasn't taken out this high, which is interesting. Where was it that we entered? It was somewhere here. If we had it there, our target would have had to have been here. Interesting. This is why, again, I don't really like trading weeks like this, but I'm still feeling confident in myself. And tomorrow I'll be back trading again. DXY heading lower. So now the only time frame we can really watch is the daily. So yep, took one loss today. Tomorrow we'll be back. Hopefully we make that loss back. And yeah, thank you for tuning into the stream. And if you guys have any questions before I end it, feel free to ask. I'll make sure I answer them in full detail. If no questions are asked by 52, I'm gonna head off the stream. Thanks a lot for your time. Hey, no problem, my man. No problem at all. Glad I could be here and share. I'm honestly glad I could share a loss with you. As stupid as that sounds, it's more so a lesson to me and everybody else watching that losses are okay as long as you can control them and not let them spiral into you blowing your account. This was very insightful. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, no. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. Seems to be no one has any more questions. So, yeah, same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. my time. So New York time, I will be streaming at 10 New York time. And I will be streaming again next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every single week. So thank you for tuning into the streams and have a good one, guys.